So I gotta tell you, this is one of the nicest bedrooms I've been in. But you told me that you're sleeping downstairs on the couch. What the hell's keeping you out of here?
If I'm up here, a lot of times it's like I'm getting strangled and I wake up and I'm gasping for air.
Did you actually feel like you had hands around you?
I was asleep. I didn't feel anything other than waking up startled and coughing and gasping for air. And my hands were pulling something away.
Okay, do you suffer from asthma or any COPD, anything like that?
No.
Look, I'm not sure if that's paranormal, but we'll just have to see what Cindy says.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
I've been scratched. This actually happened downstairs on the couch.
Let me see your nails real quick. All right, you can scratch somebody with these. Could it have been a bad dream and you just kind of scratch yourself, or like when you were getting choked?
I don't think so. Because of the way the scratches are and the burning, and they went away after a few hours.
All right, anything else?
Well, when I was up here, something that started happening was I was being touched inappropriately.
Okay, so what was going on?
I was laying on my stomach, getting ready to go to bed, and I just started feeling this touching.
Now that you're telling me that, it's no wonder you're staying downstairs.
Yeah, it really bothers me because we've been married 36 years, and this is the first time, other than his deployments, that we don't sleep together.
It's got to be fixed.
It's got to be fixed.
Just a few weeks ago, I fell off a ladder.
What happened?
I've been on the ladder 1,000 times. I don't know that I can attribute it to something supernatural, but I do know that the ladder shifted. Landed flat on my back on the sidewalk, was knocked out for a couple minutes, went to the hospital, broke a couple ribs, L1 through L5 broken. I had some bleeding in the brain.
Oof, you're lucky you didn't get killed.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on it? Was it an accident, or do you think it had something to do with what's going on here?
Well, the logical me wants to think it was just an accident. Deep down inside, I kind of wonder, is this part of what's going on in the house, you know?
Okay.
I kept hearing the butcher was here. This guy was definitely a murderer when he was alive, 100%. I heard him say, I left a trail of terror behind me. And a name kept popping into my head. I kept hearing the name Joe. And to me, he felt completely insane. Definitely a psychopath, definitely out of his mind. And his ultimate goal is to finish the killing spree that he started when he was alive.
Okay.
Okay, Cindy, once again, you're blowing me away. There was a serial killer who worked in this area known as the Butcher of Elmendorf.
Really?
What?
Yes. And his name was Joe Ball.
Oh my God.
Yeah, here's a picture of this whack job right here.
That guy's in our house?
Yes.
Ball didn't have the typical serial killer resume. He was born in 1896 to a wealthy family in San Antonio area. Now, this guy served in World War I, but something wasn't right with this guy when he got back. He opened up a seedy bar. He built an alligator pond out back of the bar, and he would throw live cats and dogs inside to entertain the crowd.
What?
Yeah. So now in 1937, several of Joe's barmaids started mysteriously disappearing. So now when the cops came to his bar to question him, he walked behind the bar, pulled out a .45, put it to his chest, shot himself, and he lay there dead. After his suicide, a detective found a scrapbook of Joe's. It contained photos of dozens of missing women. Ultimately, police came to believe he killed as many as 20 local women.
Oh my God.
I knew there was something bad, I just didn't know how bad.
All right, so what does this maniac do to these guys?
He definitely makes people feel like they're being watched, especially the women, for sure. And I saw the butcher putting his hands on women, and I saw bruises appearing on people's arms and legs.
Let's talk about your scratches, Donalyn.
I woke up one morning and I had 2 long scratches going down my neck, and it burned really bad.
I didn't want to bring it up, but knowing this animal's in the house, you probably should tell her about some of the inappropriate touching that's going on.
I'll be laying in bed and feel inappropriate touching. The last time it went beyond touching. It was actually painful. And so that's probably one of the last nights that I think I even probably attempted to sleep upstairs.
They don't sleep in the same bed. She goes up there for a little bit and then she comes down and stays on the couch here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel watched, right?
I do. To the point where I feel like I need to go check all the rooms and closets and look around and make sure no one is actually here.
When I went upstairs to the smaller room, I saw that he was very focused on the girl who sleeps there.
Okay, so that's Reagan's room.
Yes, okay. So I saw him with a pillow, and I saw him trying to smother you with a pillow as you're sleeping. So I had a sketch done of what I saw.
I gotta show you this, but...
What the actual?
Reagan, have you felt that?
I've definitely felt, someone coming up to my bed and standing over me. That's a little intense.
So, I know you saw the suffocation in Reagan's room, but do me a favor, Donald, and tell her about when you were choking.
Sometimes I would wake up gasping for air, coughing, and pulling at my neck.
Reagan, you also told me you felt a masculine energy in your room, right? Tell Cindy about that.
I was getting ready to go to sleep. I was laying in bed, and my mom came out of her room, and as she was walking down the stairs, I felt this energy, this masculine energy kind of detached from her and kind of come straight into my room.
I mean, this guy is really sick, and he's really fixated on you. It's like being in an abusive relationship. And I think he's changing your moods. He's making you feel maybe withdrawn and a little bit depressed.
Donald, we talked about this. Now, Dennis, do you notice a change in your daughter?
Yes. Everything that's being said, it makes me just realize I don't talk to my daughter enough. I feel terrible.
And he's really delusional. Somehow he thinks that he can have you for himself.
Huh? No.
And I literally heard him say, "She's mine, she's mine."
No,
That's what he kept saying.
She's not.
But you guys are in the way. So he's trying to scare you so you'll move out, so he can have her all to himself. So he's trying to separate your family, divide you.
All right, so Dennis's accident with the ladder. Was that the butcher?
Yes.
I feel bad because now I feel like the reason it's here. It seems to have been affecting my parents more than anyone, and I feel like I'm kind of putting them in danger.
I'm pissed. I mean, this is my house.
It's got to stop.
So what's going on?
So I wake up with bruises and scratches.
So what kind of scratches are we talking about?
I have a photo.
How often is this happening?
That happened a couple months ago, but I woke up this morning with another bruise. It's very painful.
So it's tender to the touch?
Yes.
I mean, is it possible in the middle of the night your husband banged into you, rolling over or something?
No, because I don't sleep in the bed with my husband.
Okay, so you're not even sleeping with him?
No.
Anything else like that happen? Any kind of other physical things?
I was walking down the stairs and I got shoved really hard.
Did you get hurt?
I did get hurt. I went to urgent care.
Can you actually show me how hard you got shoved?
Yes.
Okay. I'm no lightweight. That shove would have put me on the ground.
I was very afraid.
What do you think is here?
I think we have demons here.
Okay.
And the female demon, I feel that she wants me dead.
I know that there's a woman, a female spirit. This woman does not want us here. I feel like she was really mean and abusive. She did everything she could to make everybody else's life miserable when she was alive, and she's doing the same thing from the other side.
How is she doing that?
She's the one who's causing the family to fight. If you're standing here and this woman comes behind you, it's like immediately you just feel rage. I just keep hearing people screaming at each other.
Do you know if she ever has any kind of physical interaction with the living?
She's pushing people, she's pulling hair, she pulls the covers off people, pulls their legs. She's really, really angry, super mean. She's a pissed off lady.
So, Pedro, I was talking to your wife. Cynthia told me that you and her are having problems with your moods in the house. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. Getting home from work or wherever, I start to tense up, I start to feel angry, I start to feel anxious, and that's all the time.
Do you feel it's affecting the marriage at all? Because she does.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely affecting the marriage.
Now, what about experiences that you've had? Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, I woke up one night being choked.
Did it feel like hands around you?
Yep.
So now the hands that were around your neck, can you tell if it was a male or a female?
No, it just felt very strong.
How long did it last?
10 seconds.
Anything else you can tell me?
Just the bad financial luck as to where I can't keep up with my bills, falling behind, almost going bankrupt.
Well, in this economy, lots of us have money problems. What makes you think it's paranormal, though?
Well, our mother said the land was cursed. I believe it's the land.
So the third dead person that I want to talk about is the one that I'm most worried about. It's a woman. She's very present, she's very dangerous, and she's very focused on the woman in the house. One of the biggest things that she can do is she can make people fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you'll just feel vicious rage.
We don't get along, any of us. We're always in a rage, we're always angry, we're always fighting with each other.
I start walking towards the house, I still feel pretty good, but then once I get through the doors, I feel a heaviness, like it hits me. And then I start getting agitated. The littlest things bother me.
And you guys are worried that this is going to cause a problem with your marriage?
It already is.
It already is.
Yeah. We just can't stand each other.
So, Cindy, could this dead woman do anything else besides make them fight?
Yeah, I mean, she can get really physical. She's pushing people, she's pulling hair, she pulls the covers off people, pulls their legs. And I had a sketch done of what I saw.
You did say you don't like sleeping in there, right?
You're so scared of that room.
I told you somebody. It's bothering me.
I'm fooling myself. Let's be realistic. I'm fooling myself. I know what's here.
Cindy, there's been a lot of physical attacks. Cynthia wakes up with scratches and bruises. This is a photo of the scratches on your back.
Yes.
Remember how I asked you to show me how you got shoved?
Yes. I was walking down the stairs and I got just shoved. I just fell down on the floor.
Pedro, you got choked in bed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell her about that.
Well, sleeping and felt pressure, woke me up, couldn't breathe, felt like I was choking. Looking around because there's nothing there, but I'm freaking out.
Did you get anything else on her?
I did get that she came from money. I know that she was from around here, and I feel like she had a son who died. And obviously that made her really upset. I kept hearing the name Margaret or Mary, and I heard her coughing a lot, and that coughing made me feel like she would have passed away from cancer. She was very sick when she died.
So I have an idea who she might be talking about. There's a woman named Mabel Davis who owned this land from 1929 to 1943. Her husband, Dr. Sterling Davis, he was a big shot who co-owned the Thomas Davis Clinic, and they had clinics all over the damn place. But buying this land was the worst decision they ever made. About 5 weeks after they bought it, the couple's 4-year-old son was playing in front of the house. He ran out on the street and got hit by a car.
Oh my God.
He was rushed to the hospital, but he died a few hours later. I have his death certificate here. Fractured skull is what killed him. Now, this is it freaked me out when she said it. 2 years after they lost their 4-year-old son, the couple's 15-year-old daughter, Margaret, was also killed in a car accident.
Oh my God.
And I have...
Oh, this is crazy.
And I have her obit here. Now, the couple was left with one surviving child, but the stress got to Dr. Davis, and he died of heart disease at the age of 60. Now, after that, Mabel sold the property. She died in 1959 in a rest home of, just like you said, cancer.
It's definitely Mabel.
One time I was here, the water here caught fire.
All right, so who was home when this happened?
Just me.
So what makes you think that fire was paranormal?
When the fire department got here, they could not find the cause.
So if you weren't home, this whole house would have burnt down.
Yes.
Okay, so anything else?
Sometimes when I'm here, bruises will just show up somewhere on my body.
So when's the last time this happened?
A couple months ago, I actually do have a picture of the last one that I had.
Wow. Where was this on your body?
It was on my left knee.
This is a pretty nasty bruise.
Yeah, and that's not even actually the worst one that I've had.
You didn't bang into anything or nothing like that?
No, I'm not really a klutzy person.
Honestly, if you had your choice, would you want your parents just to leave?
Yes, I would rather that they did leave. I feel like with everything that's been going on, they're not safe. They haven't been safe. It's just getting worse, and I'm afraid it's something that can't be fixed.
Me and my son-in-law was in the garage working on my daughter's truck. This hammer comes flying off the bench about 8 foot, and it comes within a foot from hitting me.
And this is no lightweight hammer.
Yeah,
Is there any chance somebody could have came through the window here? Is this window open?
no, sir, it's bolted.
All right, so let me ask you a question. You got a train 2 feet from us. Was a train going by
No,
back?
sir. No, sir, no train at all.
So did anything like that ever happen again?
Yes, sir, I've had wrenches literally fly across the garage.
Dangerous to be in here.
At times, it's scary.
Yeah.
There's something here. There's a
Right.
problem.
And why don't you just move?
It's a financial situation. We just don't have the money to move.
Okay.
Number 2, I just don't want to pass it on to somebody else to go through the headaches that we're going through.
Well, you're a good person. Most people wouldn't care, so I understand that, though.
I've been getting scratches all over my body,
Okay, so specifically where on the body?
on my chest, arms, and legs,
How often are you getting these scratches?
at least once a month.
Does the dog sleep in bed with you guys?
No, we don't put her in the bed.
All right, so what else is going on here?
Sometimes I'll be asleep and then wake up and I got big bruises all over me.
Now, your daughter mentioned to me, she showed me a photo of one of her bruises and mentioned that she had a bruise on the back of her leg. Are you getting them on different parts of your body as well?
Yeah, on my legs, arms, and chest.
Okay.
A few times I've had them on across my arm or pretty close to my wrist, and it looks like 3 fingers.
Well, I gotta ask, when you guys are in bed, I mean, does your husband sleep violently?
No, we don't.
Okay. So I gotta ask you, I mean, if we can't figure out how to stop this from happening, would you want to leave?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
I just don't want to live here anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want some peace.
I don't blame you. I don't know how you're living like you're doing now, so, okay.
You have another major issue. There's a portal leading directly from the railroad tracks into the back door of your house.
Wow.
And I had a sketch done of what I saw.
Wow, look at this.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that really bothers me.
One of the dead that came through this portal is an older dead woman. She ended up staying in the house, and she's a very big problem. When people are sleeping, she makes them feel like they can't breathe, like they're suffocating. She's very focused on the living woman in the house. She hates you.
You had a woman that you saw in your bedroom. Tell Cindy about her.
Something woke me up. I sat up in the bed and there was a woman standing right at the foot of the bed, and she had a hold of the curtain and she was just jerking real hard on the curtain.
I saw her standing over your bed while you're sleeping, while you're really vulnerable. So I had a sketch done of what I saw.
I don't even know if I want to show you this. Wow.
And it's very scary. Because when you're in bed, and sleeping, that should be,
Right.
pretty well your time. I mean, I don't know what to think.
I'm shaking.
I am too.
Well, tell about you waking up with the bruises.
I woke up several times with bruises on my chest, on my legs, on my arms, And there's been a few times that looks like someone just literally took their hand and just putting it around my arm, and you can actually see the fingerprint.
And you've had the same issue, right? When you go to your mom's house?
I was just over visiting. I started noticing a little bit of pain on my knee. When we came home, I had a bruise on my knee.
You've seen it. Tell her about the scratches that your wife gets.
She's woke up many of the morning, and she's had scratches across her chest.
I hate to say this, but she wants you dead. She also wants people to feel like they're burning alive, and she wants to burn your house down.
Wow.
Paula, tell Cindy what happened when the water heater caught on fire.
If it wasn't for me looking down the hallway and seeing the smoke, I could have possibly died in the house.
When the fire department showed up, they still couldn't figure out how it happened.
This woman, when I was feeling her presence in the house, she was telling me that her family died in a fire. Unfortunately, it wants another family to feel her pain.
I've dreamt about the trailer catching on fire and burning. And a few times I've dreamt about it catching on fire and me and him dying in it. And I've dreamt about my daughter dying in it. And I've dreamed like that a whole lot.
I feel like this woman is giving you those dreams. I mean, unfortunately, it's like she's stuck in this loop of anger and grief.
I don't know. It's very scary. I just don't know what I did to her.
You didn't do anything to her.
You didn't do anything to her.
It's really scary when someone tells you that somebody wants you dead.